All right, so I've got those two, and this is when it gets stinky, you know. Woo, I can smell it already. A lot of times we go outside whenever we do this part, if it's a nice day. All right, then we snip the top off. All right, they're voting we go outside so we don't stink up the house. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna head this outside. Okay, I'm gonna start here, making sure each rod is saturated. Don't miss any. And I've got just a little piece of paper towel to catch any drips. Kind of put that underneath each one as I do it so it doesn't roll down as much. And seriously, if it's a nice day, go outside. This stinks up the house like crazy. That's good. That little one, don't want to forget him. That one's popping up, so I'm just going to kind of like flip it under. All right, I still have some left, so I'm going to go back and give everyone a second. Just be methodical so you don't miss any. Now at this point I am done. Everything has been done twice. I have a little bit of solution left. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on there, but you could just throw it away. If it's like oozing and dripping all over, then just go ahead and pitch it. Like we're about getting to that point. It's getting very saturated. So I was able to go around 3 times. All right, now our timing is going to start. I lost my bag. It's windy out here. So we put this on, but first let me change that paper. I had a paper bag out here. I was going to throw away the old paper, but it blew away. So I'm going to take this off because it can irritate the skin, cause a little rash. And I'm going to put a clean cotton strip on. These are just a little bit too small. I wish they made them just a little bit bigger. And as soon as I get this on, I'm going to set that timer for 20 minutes. Gearbox instructions, because it might be different. Now, these newer permanents are going to stop that process at 20 minutes. If you have one that says to do a test curl, I will show you how to do a test curl in case your permanent doesn't automatically stop at a certain time. All right, so we're going to set here for 20 minutes and we'll get back with you after that. It's been 20 minutes and we're going to take off. I do want to show you real quick, if your instructions say to do a test curl, this is what they mean. You would take the hair off, unroll it, and then push and see if it goes into the letter S. See how that makes kind of like an S? That's a test curl. So that would show you that the curl is done. But the newer permanents usually turn off after a certain time. Another thing that's important is if you have bleached hair, then you shouldn't do this at all. And if you have tinted hair, then be careful. Just know that you're doing it with more risk. There are permanents that are for tinted hair. They're not as strong. This one is just a regular one because Mom likes the stronger curl. She doesn't like to do the tinted one. All right, we're going to get warm water.
You could wind up bald though.
Yeah, it could break your hair off. Now you could go in the shower. We're going to go all the way over the sink. The water does need to be warm, and you do need to rinse for quite a while. We're talking like 5 minutes of rinsing because we want to get all of that permanent solution out of there. This is great because I've got a sprayer. If you don't have a sprayer, then it's gonna be a little bit harder. You're gonna have to get your head right underneath the faucet. Like I said, this can be done in the shower. Make sure you get every rod. And then we're just, like I said, we're gonna rinse for about 5 minutes. Whenever you put your hand underneath there and kind of feel that water, you can kind of feel that it has a little bit of a slickness to it whenever the permanent solution, whenever it feels, I can kind of feel that permanent solution in there. But if you're not sure, it's better to err on rinsing too long than not enough. Out that wet cotton. You need to dry your face before I dry your hair with that. Okay, then I'm going to just pat these permanent rods. Just kind of press on them to get the extra water out. Okay, go ahead and have a seat here, Mom. Right here. There's that dry towel if you need it, if it feels like it's going to drip in your face. And at this point, the permanent rods are kind of, they may be a little bit messed up, and so you may have to straighten them because we're not done yet. So if any hairs that are kind of like sticking out like that. So what's happened, the chemical process, that first chemical that we put on there, actually, just think of like a chain. Your hair is like links in a chain, and it's softened that up so it can take a new shape. And the shape it takes is around the permanent rod. So if we took these permanent rods out right now, there would be no curl. You combed it and it would just go out straight again. So we have to harden that links of the chain, or you could think of it as like fish scales that are lifted up, and think of it in different ways, but we have to put the neutralizer on it, and that's the step that's going to harden the hair strand again back to the way it normally is, like close down the cuticle, and then it will keep this new form. Now it still feels kind of a little bit damp. I'm going to put more clean cotton so that the neutralizer doesn't drip down in your eyes. And we're doing real good. If I hadn't changed the cotton each of these times, she could get like a red rash on her forehead. So everything's looking real good. Now all of these different things that I'm using, all the different things that you need to do permanent, I'm going to put links to that on the bottom so that you could, if you want to buy these online, that'll be real easy for you. So just follow the link in the description and that will take you back to Modern Homemakers, and you could purchase these things if you need to get them. Because once again, some of the things you could buy at a beauty supply, a lot of times beauty supplies won't let people come in at all if they don't have a license. Some beauty supply stores will let you buy certain things, but not permanents and hair colors, but they might let you buy the cotton and those kind of things. So easiest thing is just to buy them online. All right, I'm just going to snip the top off of the neutralizer. And once again, follow the instructions on the permanent that you are doing. Sometimes they have things that you mix in with the neutralizer. This one does not. I'm still going to go ahead and shake it up. Okay. And then just the same as we did with that permanent solution, we're going to put this on each individual rod. And remember the pattern that you do it in, and I put that paper towel down there so it doesn't get as messy. And then Mom, go ahead and cover your face up with that towel so that we don't get that. And if you could put your head more upright so that it doesn't have the tendency to roll down. Better to roll back than to roll into your face. This is not near as strong as the permanent solution, but we don't want this in the eyes either. I'm going to use most of this, but I'm going to save a little bit, like maybe about after I'll go over these twice, and then I'm going to save a little bit of the neutralizer to use after I take the rods out. Okay, one quick round on each one again. One thing that this kind of makes sure that you don't accidentally forget one if you go over each one again. It's getting pretty goopy. It's starting to drip, so I'm gonna stop, not put any more on. We're gonna set the timer for 5 minutes. So 5 minutes with the rods on before we take them out and rinse.